Assalamu alaikum, welcome back. We were continuing on from the third point which Sayyid was mentioning with regards to Bibi Fatima. Sayyid, would you like to continue?
So we were saying that the third aspect regarding this hadith, Fatima tu bad'atun minni, is that, for example, when he gets up, he's telling us this is the part of the prophethood respecting another part of the prophethood, but he's also telling us that if you want to see what happens after me, and there's some kind of confusion, some issue, some problem, misunderstanding, whatever it is, you will know that from whichever side Fatima Salamullah alayha is on, that is the side I would have been on. Okay. And then to emphasize that, of course, he continues in the hadith, whoever has hurt her has hurt me, whoever has hurt me has hurt God, whoever hurts God will go to hell, so on and so forth. Okay? So this is this aspect which we want to focus on a little bit, in terms of her being a role model. So we said, yes, she's a role model for the women in the way that she behaves, in the way that she acts, in the way that she is, how she is with her father Rasulullah, how she is with her mother, how she is with her husband Amirul Mu'minin salam, how she is with her children. All of these aspects are very important. But I want to focus on another very important aspect, which is relevant to everyone, in the sense that it's not just relevant to the women. Okay, in the sense that, yes, her being a daughter and a wife and a mother is relevant to the women. Of course, it's relevant to the men as well, but it's primarily it's relevant to the women. But I want to focus on this aspect because it's relevant to everyone, which is what? Which is that after Rasulullah passes away and her rights are usurped.
Yes, I think that was my next question to you. What lessons can we get from her claiming the rights of Fadak and the sermon that she delivered?
Right. So if we look at that aspect, that is a very important aspect because it is relevant to each and every one of our lives. Which is what? Which is that, for example, somebody can bring an objection and say that Fatima Salamullah alayha, she was the daughter of the Messenger of God. She was somebody who lived a very simple life. She is somebody who was not attached to this world. She was the center of Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam. She was concerned about the hereafter. And so, why is it that she would have come to claim her rights regarding a piece of land, and she would have been aggrieved at the fact that she didn't receive that land? Yes, all of these questions are valid and worthy of consideration. And how this particular point regarding her claiming of her rights is relevant to our lives and in answer of all of these questions. So briefly, yes, all of this is absolutely correct, that she is the center of Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam. Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam lived an ascetic lifestyle. They were not concerned with the dunya, they were concerned with the next life. They lived very simple lives. Whatever they received, they help use that to help other people, so on and so forth. All of that is, there's no doubt about. So then question, why is it that she goes to claim her rights
back?
Right. So this is very important, that this matter regarding the matter of Fadak is not
for the audience who may not know what Fadak is, can you just give a little brief introduction
we'll come to that. So with regards to this matter of Fadak, which is a place, it's about 70 around 100 kilometers outside of Medina. It was a estate of orchards, of date palms, and it was given to the Holy Prophet of Islam as a gift from the people who were living there. Okay, so when the Holy Prophet of Islam went for the expedition of Khaybar, Fadak is near Khaybar, which was also at that time outside of Medina. Khaybar was outside of Medina, and Fadak is further on from there. So after the expedition of Khaybar, the people who were living in Fadak, they gave their orchards to the Holy Prophet Islam as a gift and said, we don't want to engage in any fighting with you, we're giving this to you as a gift. So under the rules of Islamic law, which are accepted by all the schools of thought in Islam, if Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam receives something as a after a war, after a battle, then he has to distribute it to all the Muslims. But if he receives something as a gift for himself without any fighting, then it's called mal al-fay, according to all the jurisprudence of all the schools of thought, and that is entitled only to the Holy Prophet of Islam, and he's entitled to give it to whomsoever he likes. He doesn't have to give a share of that to anybody else. So Rasulullah receives this personally without any fighting, therefore he is entitled to it solely himself. And then a verse of the Holy Quran is revealed that give your near relatives, your those who are your womb relatives, their rights. And that as a result of that revelation of that verse, Rasulullah gives the state of Fadak to Fatima Salamullah alayha. After the Holy Prophet passes away, it is usurped from her, is taken away from her. When this happens, so why then does she go there to claim her rights?
Why did they get taken away from her anyway?
Right. So this is a different, or is different in the sense that it's a detailed discussion that we inshallah will come to in another point. That why is it that it was taken away from her, or what was the reasoning behind that? But unfortunately, this is what happened. And then she came to claim her rights. When she came to claim her rights, they told her that she didn't have any rights over it. Okay, but so then why did she go? And she knows that she's not going to receive it back from those people. So number one point, which is relevant to our topic regarding who we should make our role models, is that you have to stand up for the right thing irrespective of what the result will be. And remember last time we discussed this point, that we are responsible for the method, we are responsible for the process, and we're not responsible for the outcome. Okay?
Absolutely.
So, because we are responsible for the process and we are responsible for the method, Hazrat Zahra Salamullah is saying that your responsibility, my responsibility was to stand up for what was right. And your responsibility is also the same, to stand up for what is right, irrespective of what the outcome will be. So that is one. Two is that how would people know that how do you present your case, how do you claim your right to, in a Muslim country, in a Muslim court? Hazrat Fatima Salamullah alayha is the first person to claim her rights in a Muslim court. So she's teaching everybody, this is how you need to claim your rights. Whether you get them back or not, whether you receive your what is you deserve or not, that is part of the outcome, which is not in your hands. But your responsibility is to go and claim and make it clear who does it belong to. That's number two. Number three is that when this dialogue ensues, there's something very interesting which comes about from that. What is that? That is that when the Holy Prophet of Islam was in his final moments, some people, and he said that I bring me pen and paper so I can write something down for you so you don't get astray. There was a commotion, and some people, a group of people, said that the book of Allah, Quran, is enough. Okay? Now it's very interesting because this hadith is mentioned 7 times, 7 different narrators, 7 different occasions in the Sahih books. Okay, so not just once or twice, but 7 times that the Holy Prophet Islam asked for pen and paper, and a group of people denied him and said the book of Allah is enough. Okay, so this group of people who had said the book of Allah
that was when he was writing his will, right?
This is when he wanted to write the will. So this group of people who are saying the book of Allah is enough, when Hazrat Fatima Salaamullah Alaiha comes to the court to claim her rights, they say to her that we have a hadith of the Holy Prophet of Islam that the prophets don't leave behind inheritance, nor are they inherited from. So she says to them, well, this is what the Quran says, and you're replying to me with the hadith when only a few days ago, when my father was about to die, you said the book of Allah is enough. So it shows that you are not sincere in what you said then or now. Right? So this is not another point. Now, here she delivers a sermon. This sermon is very important, very interesting, because it's got a number of different lessons in it. Okay. So first of all, she starts the sermon in the way that how Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu salam always have started with the praise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the praise of the Holy Prophet of Islam. And then she tells the people about what her father, the Holy Prophet of Islam, did. She tells them that if it wasn't for him, you would have still been in that situation, in that state that people were in prior to the coming of Islam, where they used to kill each other for no reason, they used to bury daughters alive, they used to eat filthy things, they used to drink wine, they had a life which was a filthy existence.
Okay.
And my father, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, came, he removed you from all of that and he made you honorable. And then he says that, and she says that, and on all those occasions where religion of Islam was in danger, in threat, it needed support, help, assistance, it was my husband, Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam, who used to come to support the Holy Prophet of Islam and defend the religion of Islam from the enemies. Then she tells us about the reasoning and the philosophy of why certain things have been made obligatory and certain things have been made haram. Okay? This is actually a very deep and interesting and phenomenal, amazing part of the sermon, because it tells us about all the reasoning regarding acts of worship and regarding things which were made haram. Now, for example, sometimes we ask, why is it that we have to pray? Why is it we have to fast? Why is it we have to go for Hajj? Why do we have to do this? Why do we have to do that? All of these reasonings have been mentioned by Hazrat Zahra Salamullah Alaiha in the sermon. So for example, she says that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, praise be to him, who made Tawheed, belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as a way to purify you from shirk, from polytheism. And then he made prayer obligatory in order to remove the pride and arrogance from your heart. And then he made fasting obligatory in order to test your sincerity. Then he made zakat in order to distribute wealth amongst the people. Then he made Hajj, for example, in order for it to be a manifestation of the religion, that all these people are gathering in one place, dressed in one outfit, submitting to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then he made our love Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu salam as a way of managing the nation, as a way of giving order and management to the ummah. And he ordained our wilayat, our leadership, as a way to save you from division and disunity. So all of these things, and further goes on that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made alcohol haram for this reason, and cheating when giving in the weights for this reason, so on and so forth. It goes on. All of these things, as a khulasa, is that she's telling us that it isn't a arbitrary reason for things being made obligatory, things being made wajib and haram. And it comes back to the point that I mentioned earlier at the beginning, which was that when I make somebody my role model, I have to invest, I have to spend money, I have to spend time, I have to go there, I have to show my loyalty, so on and so forth. And in the end, all the benefit goes to that person who is the role model and doesn't come to me. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that if you want to make somebody a role model, then make somebody your role model who would give you benefit. Right? Now, for example, Hazrat Zahra Salamullah Alaiha in this part of the sermons telling us that all of these things, everything that's obligatory and everything that's haram, all of them are what? All of them are for your benefit. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not getting any benefit. The Prophet, the Imams, nobody's getting any benefit. You are going to get benefit from doing these things. If you do these actions, if you do the wajibat, it's going to help you. If you stay away from the haram, it's going to help you. So all of these things are going to help you. It's going to affect your life. It's going to positively or negatively affect your life depending on how you behave, how you act. So this is very important in regards to role models. This is the most important thing. And it's important for us as people who follow Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu wasalam, and we say that we follow Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu wasalam, to make sure that we provide these aspects of the lives of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam in this accessible way, so that each and every person can look up to them as a role model, that yes, if I follow them, if I act in accordance with their commandment, then it's going to benefit me and not anybody else, right? When, for example, you are young and you want to follow your friends, you want to do things the way that your friends are doing. But as you grow older, you realize that you want to follow your friends because you wanted to fit in. Right? And it's natural.
I think that can be related to quite a lot.
It's a natural thing. You wanted to do things that your friends did because you wanted to fit in. But as you grow older and you understand the reasons why you are different to those people, you realize that in reality there was no benefit from fitting in. It was only
you were just restricted to that.
You wanted to restrict yourself because you didn't know what else was possible. But as you grow older, you realize that if I'm wearing a logo of something on my clothes, for example, and I'm advertising that logo, then in reality I've paid money to buy this thing, and then I'm advertising them for free, even though they should have been paying me.
Hopefully from these points, hopefully from these points we can realize at a much earlier age who the right role models are, and how we can benefit from the role models and not go down this route of choosing the wrong crowd. And being young, you can be vulnerable, but if we keep to the points that you've mentioned, and the path of the Ahlul Bayt, we can inshallah benefit from them. Is there any other for example, any other Ahlul Bayt member that you'd like to mention briefly upon in terms of role models who we can see up to in our daily lives?
I think here we have to extend and say that not just the Ma'sumin alayhi salam, because sometimes people might say that they are infallible and so how can we look up to them? But also, for example, the great companions in the past who have come and they have demonstrated the way that they followed Ahlul Bayt, and even in our times the way that the ulama, the fuqaha, the scholars have modeled their lives around the lives of Ahlul Bayt. All of those examples in our lives would be great aspects of how we could live our lives according to the lives of Ahlul Bayt, or try at least to live our lives according to the lives, because ultimately it's our benefit. We have to, I keep saying this because this is the point that we have to keep on emphasizing, that ultimately it's going to be in my benefit. I'm going to get benefit if I follow Ahlul Bayt in my life.
Absolutely.
If I keep reminding myself of that, then I'll say that naturally this is the natural thing that I need to do, that is going to give me benefit. I want to do, you know, even from a young age, everybody knows that I want to do something that's going to give me benefit. Even if that benefit is, you know, £1 more, £2 more. If it's got benefit in it, I want it. I want to do it. This is a natural fitri reaction that each and every one has within themselves. So if I keep on emphasizing the point that Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu salam, if I follow them, it's going to give me benefit. And we have examples of those people around Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam, and later in our own times, the fuqaha, the ulama who followed Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu salam, and they got benefit from themselves, right? By following.
Can you mention someone briefly?
So if we look, for example, at the people who are around Hazrat Zahra Salamullah alayha. So for example, we have Lady Fizza, who is serving as ostensibly as a maid in the household of the Holy Prophet of Islam. But even there, she gives us an important lesson. Okay, so for example, if you look at when she comes into the house as the maid, Imam Amirul Mu'minin salam says that yes, the Holy Prophet of Islam has said that she's going to be here as a maid. But even then, Hazrat Zahra Salamullah alayha says that we shared the work, that one day she would do all the work and the other day I would do the work. Okay, so even though that she's there as the maid, she's treated as an equal, in the sense that one day she does the work, one day Hazrat Zahra Salamullah alayha does the work. And
that's amazing.
Right?
You can take so much from that.
Which is an important thing to show the way that you treat people who are under you. And this is, for example, somebody might say that there's no servants and maids nowadays, which
they still are, though.
They're arguable, but let's say that they aren't.
Okay.
We can still use this as an example for how to treat people who are our subordinates in the workplace, right? Why? Because that person who is my subordinate in the workplace is in that same position.
And once you go into their position, they will look up to you even more, right?
Absolutely. So for example, that point about servant and maid, yes, maybe we don't have it in that sense anymore. But if somebody is my subordinate at work, that person is in that exactly the same position as they would have been in those days in that scenario. So that's one. And how that positively affects her is that after the passing of Hazrat Zahra Salamullah alayha, she stays alive for a long time. She's, according to some narratives, she's even there at the event of Karbala, right? After a very long time. And the effect that it has on her by living in the house of the Holy Prophet of Islam and the house of revelation is that it's mentioned that for 20 years she doesn't speak anything other than verses of the Holy Quran. Okay, so that gives us an insight into how a person can be transformed, how their life can be changed forever if they associate with Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu wasalam in the way that they want to, in the way that they would like us to be. And that in reality would change our lives, it would change the lives of all the people around us, and ultimately all of the benefit would come back to me.
Inshallah. Thank you very much, Sayyid, for lovely insight on who our role models should be, how we should gain the best from our role models. We should look at the akhlaq which these people have, and through our Ahlul Bayt, inshallah, we will strive to become role models for the younger generation, inshallah. Thank you for tuning in on another episode, Best of Both Worlds. Tune in next week for another episode and another topic on within contemporary issues, inshallah. Khuda Hafiz.